on?
Well, the most important thing here is that journalism is not a crime. Journalism as a profession has to be protected in terms of the Constitution. The fact that we are here with Hopewell Chin'ono being charged for whatever reason is a confirmation that indeed there's a crisis in Zimbabwe. It is a confirmation that indeed things are not adding up. It is a confirmation that things are indeed upside down. And we have an urgent crisis that has to be addressed by a return to democracy, a return to the rule of law, a return to openness. But that return to legitimacy entails making sure that we have people like Hopewell not being terrorized for simply exercising their right to trade, their right to a profession. And that is what we are emphasizing. We have said that Zimbabwe is a country in a crisis. We have said Zimbabwean lives matter. And the fact of what you are seeing, the fact that we are in court with Hopewell, is no other confirmation other than that we have a crisis. And that's why we are here. The fact that he has been granted bail, he was entitled to it in the first place. In fact, his arrest in the first place was not called for. These are the sort of things that attract a pariah status and a banana republic tag for our country. It's not necessary for us to treat each other this way. Hopewell did not commit any crime, and of course there's going to be a trial. The fact that we are here is evidence of a crisis in Zimbabwe.
Just a quick one, Mr. Chamisa, that we read that your offices you've been keeping your offices. What's happening to your MDC Alliance party?
Which office, sir?
The one that we understand that you had the new office after leaving Harvest House, and you were evicted because of...
We don't have any new offices. That's not correct. We have our offices at Harvest House. This matter is still before the courts. It has not been disposed of. We have offices elsewhere. In fact, we don't need any offices that are physical. Our offices are in the hearts and minds of the people of Zimbabwe. That's where our headquarters is. And that's why that headquarters cannot be invaded, destroyed, or taken away. And that's the beauty of a people's party. A people's party is in the people's hearts. A people's party is in the people's minds. You can't take it out like cash out of a pocket. We are a people's party, and we will never be displaced by anybody or any force.
Are there any questions in relation to Hopewell's arrest and bail? Are there any other questions, members of the press? It's okay, that's fine. You can ask straight away in vernacular.
Izvi zviri kurakidza zviri pachena kuti munyika mune dambudziko remanyongori ematongerwo enyika. Zvinhu hazvina kumira zvakanaka muZimbabwe. Nyaya dzepopoto kana kuti kupokana kwatakaita nenyaya dzesarudzo dziri kuramba dzichienderera mberi. Ndosaka muchiona pari kusungwa vatapi venhau. Haifani kuva mhosva kutapa nhau. Basa remutapi wenhau, basa remupi wenhau zvakafanana nekufadza mutengi wehwahwa. Unofanira kufadza mupi wenhau. Saka zvinoitwa kunana Hopewell zvatiri zvinonyadzisa kuti une mutapi wenhau ari kuzvambaradzwa nokukanganiswa zvisina mhaka. Ndosaka tiri pana tifanenge tiri mumatarezibhosha. Tifanenge tichinyora nokuona zvaari kunyora nokuverenga zvaari kunyora. Saka izvi zvinongotirakidza dambudziko riri munyika kuti chibharo chazara munyika chiri kwese chapinda nokubata nhongonya munyaya dzemaprofession akaita semajournalist. Majournalist ngaaite basa, vanhu ngaaite basa ravo. Vana Hopewell vanozikanwa pasi rose. Izvi ndo zvinoita kuti nyika ive nekunhuhwa sechidembe, nokuti kana mabatiro akadai achiitwa ndo zvinotiita kuti tive muligi yana Museveni, madictator anoshamisa anoita basa rokupfura vanhu nefuti. Izvozvo ndo zvinokonzera kuti tive negakava, tive nechimiro chisina kunaka, nokuti hakuna munhu anova nechiso chakanaka iye ane mabori mumaziso, ane chiso chine mbonje. Mbonje ndidzo dziri kukonzerwa panana Hopewell. Mbonje ndidzo dziri kukonzerwa dzekupfura vanhu, macitizens, dzokumunyikidza vanhu freedom yavo. Vanhu vane kodzero kuabducta vanhu zvakaita vana Mucheiwa, zvirikuitwa vana Joana Mamombe, kungovhiringa vanhu zvisina basa. Zvese izvo zvinofanira kugadziriswa.
Okay, we'll take one more question if there is one. Members of the press? If not, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very
God
much.
bless you. Thank you very much.
Together with Beatrice Mtetwa of Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights.
Sure. So the good news is that bail has been granted. Basically on the same conditions as the previous charge. So no new bail conditions have been added, save for one, which says that he shouldn't use his Twitter account to undermine the administration of justice. Now, we should emphasize because this was misunderstood last time, that he was not allowed, where people reported that he was not allowed to use his Twitter. He is allowed to use his Twitter, but not for inciting violence and not for undermining the administration of justice. Now, both of those things are criminal offenses anyway. So it's the same thing that I can't do on Twitter, the same thing that you can't do on Twitter. He is allowed to use his Twitter, but just not for those two things which are criminal offenses anyway. So yeah, we are now going to obtain his warrant of liberation, and then he will be released from Chikurubi Maximum Security Prison later this evening.
So what did the judge say setting aside the
Yeah, essentially he said that the magistrate had grossly misdirected herself. There was a statement in her ruling where she said that the court had found that he committed the offence on a reasonable suspicion basis. That was a gross misdirection. To find at that stage, at a remand stage, that he had committed the offence, you can only be found to have committed an offence after a trial, or if you pleaded guilty. Then he went on to say that he didn't find any compelling grounds for denying bail, and so essentially, yeah, that was the basis on which he granted bail.
Thank you, Dad. Shocker gift.
All right.
Baptist. Just a quick one.